game analysis. Welcome back. If you just tuned in, you missed quite something, a match between Shiranui and Mermail.
Yeah.
And no, we are at Liverpool in 2016. You didn't take any drug, or maybe you did, but if you're hearing this, this is actually what I said, yes.
Yeah, it involved a time wizard.
There was also a time visit involved in some fashion.
Yep.
But yes, you are correct, of course, ABC is the deck of the weekend. We just didn't see it that often in
No.
our feature matches so far.
Both of these are XO as well, so it's not like
yes,
we're
yes, it's not like we're on the bubble match already or something
Yeah.
like that.
we're on table 500.
Table 20, in fact.
Yeah.
So that's something to digest, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what to say. Omar really did well with this Shiranui deck.
Yes, it's one of those decks definitely that has the big advantage of being a so-called rogue deck. Most of the opponents will not know what it does exactly.
The moment you play one or more of the Shiranui cards, your opponent's just gonna be like,
yeah,
I have no idea what's going on here.
You could tell, especially we were also at the beginning of the game. We were talking about Snow, Fairy Tale Snow. Such a good card.
Yeah.
Such a good card. When you have a couple of ways to send cards to your graveyard, you can then banish them and bring it back, and it's got reasonable attack.
Yeah, exactly.
Reasonable stats in general.
You could tell that Daniel knew that because he was using the DD Crow and the Cycle Reader on those Snows to get them out of there.
Yes, absolutely. And so in the first game, we saw Omar started kicking things off, and he does have the Omega, starts to pick apart the hand of Daniel.
Yeah.
Even hits a Megalo.
Yeah, so I think that helped a whole lot.
That helped a whole lot, yeah.
Yeah, because he just...
So that looked really promising for Omar, but at the same time, he didn't really have any sort of pressure.
No, there was no follow-up.
It looks like it was wide open. Yes, he's got some control over the game, but that's it. And if Daniel just explodes, there's nothing that Omar can do.
Yeah.
Or so we thought. Then Fairy Tale Snow is having its very big moment to shine, basically.
Yeah.
Returns from the graveyard, banishes the Shiranui cards. That then triggers their effects.
Yeah.
Destroy the Mooling Glacier.
Yeah.
Mooling Glacier on the field. And the entire table has been flipped in that moment.
Yeah, exactly. Just completely flipped over.
Yeah.
And then we suddenly just had like 5 monsters on Omar's board.
Yeah.
There's nothing left for David.
It looked like out
Daniel,
of nowhere, but for him, of course, he was like, yeah, I'm setting this up. I'm getting there. I'm getting there.
Yeah.
For him, it was a work in progress.
Yeah.
And he would see this coming, but I'm not sure if Daniel saw it coming. I certainly did. I was even making that funny comment that if you're now betting on Omar to win this game, you could make a lot of money. We were very wrong.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So that was the first game. The second game was a little bit more back and forth.
Yeah, it definitely was.
It looked like this time...
it's just that weird Max C situation where he
yes,
kept stopping his opponent from special summoning, but he was also under Max C, so he was getting to pick and choose when he wanted to draw cards.
Daniel, of course, made the correct choice in this format, which is to always go first whenever you can.
Yeah.
So he did introduce some cards from his side deck, but has an absolutely dead hand that can do nothing on his first turn.
Yeah.
So he's like, okay, nothing I can do. You can go first.
Yeah.
Basically, you can go first.
Yeah.
So Omar starts the game and has 6 cards in hand. Really good for him, of course. Kick things off, Maxi drops.
Yeah.
Then we thought, oh, okay, Omar might actually fight through this by assembling a gigantic field, going for the so-called Maxi challenge.
Yeah.
When he tries to just assemble a field that would win the game, and the opponent is... He might have 20 cards in hand, but if he doesn't see another turn, it doesn't matter.
No, exactly.
And like you just said, Daniel has some cards.
Yeah, really weird hand-trapped kind of shenanigans went on there.
Yeah, and this way he buys himself another turn, gets back into the game, looks like he's got some control. He might be able to win this now.
Yeah.
But again, Omar's got Snow, some other good cards, of course, but again, Snow played a major role.
Yeah.
And
seems like the key card.
Yeah, he was fighting tooth and nails back into the game, and then suddenly we were going into the timeout situation, thought this game might be decided in time, but nope, it wasn't. Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon.
Yeah, came down.
A gigantic
Didn't
attack.
really need it at the time, but...
Yeah, he was just like, nobody's got swagger like me. Like, just watch this. All right, so very interesting deck. Shiranui, it looks very promising. We've seen some creative decks this weekend. All of them did extremely well.
Yeah.
So for all the naysayers that claimed that this was such a one-sided affair, that this weekend is just going to be ABC all over the place, nothing else.
Yeah.
It seems like to some degree at least, people are proving us wrong.
Yeah, definitely. I knew it was a wide format, but I wasn't expecting stuff like this.
Yeah, and not that far out of the open.
Exactly.
Looks like something from another galaxy just showed up.
Yeah.
All right. We do have the winner of our round right next to us, so I think there's a very good opportunity to hear from him why he's playing this deck, of course. What's the story about Time Wizard? We still need to delve to the bottom of this one.
Yeah.
And so we're going to be right back with our winner of this round's match, Omer Manan.
Long ago in ancient times, a sacred game was played on both spirit and mind. Seven items hold the mystery, puzzle line, train rods, skill and key. Who will make the final stand, make the move, the answer lies in your hand. And whether you win or lose, hangs in the balance with your card you choose. Trust in the heart of the card battle. Remember to trust in the heart of the card. Time to duel. Long ago in ancient times, a sacred game was played on both spirit and mind. Seven items hold the mystery. Just trust in the heart of the
Welcome back. We're here with Omer Manan. Congratulations.
Thank you.
That was an extremely impressive victory. We just went over it again. That first game was really confusing for us because very early in the match we said, oh, he's got Snow in the graveyard. Snow is going to put in some work for him. Then you start with Omega and we're like, okay, he's got no field, he's got nothing. Now Daniel is going to win with Mermaids. And then Snow comes back and just everything just changes completely at that moment.
Yeah, Snow's quite an overpowered card. Like, it's really good that it's too.
Obviously, yeah, we've seen that. if it was handing in its CV, it said, look at this feature match. I'm a really good card. Yeah. It's definitely one of the pieces of this combo that makes the Shiranui deck tick. What other cards are that important to your deck?
Unizombie, Mizuki, Solitaire, they're absolutely amazing in the deck. Raiden I like because it's a tuner, and that's what the deck actually lacked for me, personally. And it's just a searchable way, and Charge helps combo with that. Like, you send your Mizukis.
But since you're mentioning so many cards, it's definitely like, it's all the things, all the pieces need to come together.
Yeah.
How consistent is this deck? Because if you need that many combo pieces...
I'm not going to lie, I get very lucky.
Oh, we don't hear that very often. Kudos for that, yes. All right. Do you need to be lucky to be successful with this deck?
Some of the time, as long as you open a Brilliant Fusion, Instant Fusion, and a Solitaire, you most likely will have a first turn Omega and Fairy Tail Engrave. Sorry, first turn 2 Omegas.
Yeah, that sounds like a pretty good opening. All right. Yeah, must be a lot of fun to play this deck. How many times did it happen for you? How many times did you get lucky enough to open with 2 Omegas?
It's the 5th round, right?
Yeah. It is. No worries, no worries. Everybody who's working here is feeling exactly like you. It is actually 5:30, yes, and it's the 5th round.
I think 2 rounds. Sorry, 2 rounds. Sorry. I've actually gone 2 Omegas. Like, I've sometimes gone 3rd, but most of the time it's 1 Omega.
Yeah.
If it's not Omega, it's just a beatdown.
Truth be told, it's not the most popular card in the Twitch chat. What do you personally think about Omega?
Omega's a very silly card, I'm not going to lie.
Okay.
Like, you get to banch your opponent's hand. Like, in the first game, I banched my opponent's hand because I thought he might be playing Blue Eyes or ABC. When I banched the Megalo, I decided not to set my Twin Twister because... Yeah,
no, that makes sense.
I didn't set my Twin Twister just in case we had a marksman, so he was able to go off.
Right. Interesting. But that absolutely shows us that you also know about the various decks that are in the format and how to play against them.
Yeah.
Speaking of how to play against certain decks, you got a very interesting side deck, especially that one card that really sticks out is that Time Wizard.
Yep.
What's the story about this card?
Well, I find it very good, and at my locals, I usually go for game with it, especially under Macrocosmos, and that's always fun. Like the reason I play Time Wizard is because most decks this format are maining anti-spell. So the logical choice would be Dark Hole instead of Time Wizard, but Dark Hole you have to wait a whole turn if you're under anti-spell.
Right.
Whereas Time Wizard you can just normal summon, it's 50-50 chance, and you either wipe your board or wipe your opponents.
If you don't get this other turn, then the 50-50 is of course better than a 0% chance, to put it this way. Yeah. All right. What other cards are there that really have put in some work this weekend for you? I mean, you were, of course, playing the anti-spell that you just mentioned.
I've never actually started that in.
Okay.
It's
How come?
Because I don't know.
Okay. Okay. So okay, then let me rephrase the question. If at this point in time you could, like, whatever you want to change about your deck, you can change it. What cards would you take out? And what cards would you take in?
It's a very tight deck because I really wanted to play a 40 card deck because sometimes it bricks. Like I went to regionals the other week and I just panicked and put in 2 Twin Twisters. I didn't verse any back row decks at all day. So I had to be very careful with building this list, and the 1 gold Sark, it's very situational. That's why I'm playing 1, and most of the time it's not actually good if you open more than 1 because there's not much you can do with that.
Right, right.
If that answers your question, sorry.
To some degree, yeah. So I guess you wouldn't change much.
No. But if anything, I would try fit in a Swallow Slash. The trap card, it's really insane because I basically get 3 pops off by just tributing a zombie. The reason I didn't play it in the main deck before was because I was testing and most of the time I didn't end up with a zombie on field.
Right, right. What other decks did you play against today? I think we went over your match history briefly. I think 2 times you went against ABC.
Yep. I went against Gravekeepers. They flipped up.
What?
Yeah, that was round 1, and my opponent flipped up Macrocosmos, game 3, and that helped me out so much. Like, I was able to special all my banished, and like, it was really good. Then it was 2 ABCs. I'm maining the Cherries because it's a bit of a tough matchup because Dragon Buster is a bit unfair. And
I heard that one before, yeah.
And
I'm just being fed this line from Luke, who knows you guys, both you and your brother, and he says your brother's always playing Gravekeepers. Do you have a lot of experience against that deck?
I have a lot of experience against that certain deck, but he hasn't actually played Gravekeepers while I was playing Shivanu, so I have no experience against them.
All right. But you generally, you know how Gravekeepers are working. Okay, what's next for this particular deck for Shiranui? Is it going to evolve some more, or is this like the peak for it?
With new support coming out, it gets, I'd say, quite a bit better because I was very unsure if I was going to be playing Spectral Sword, the level 2 tuner, because when I open it, it's not that great, but it put in a lot of work today. Like you saw in that last match, I was able to go into Crystal Wing. For showmanship, showing off, basically. Yeah. I mean, you had that anyway, that match, but we were like, yeah, of course, if you can, just go for it. That's just cool. All right. Well, speaking of new cards, this weekend is also the sneak preview, of course. Is there anything that you like particularly in this new set? I'm mainly after the Soup Heavy Samurai cards and the Yang Zing support.
Okay, so you like these rogue decks, so to speak?
Yes, I find rogue quite fun. I did play Cosmo for quite a while at Nationals. I went 6-4. But most of the time, it's not as fun. Like, it's the same thing over and over.
Yeah, so you prefer these things. All right. Well, thank you so much. Best of luck for the rest of the day. You're undefeated, so we're definitely going to see you tomorrow in day 2. What is your expectation at this point in time for this tournament?
Get home safe.
Get home safe. Okay. I don't think we have any weather warnings in the UK region, so you should be fine. You should be fine.
That's good.
All right. Are you afraid that some of your opponents are going to be like, hey, let's have a chat behind the event venue? No. I think they're all going to be good and take it with a smile on their face when something like Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon is wiping them. All right. Thank you so much. Like I said, best of luck for the rest of the day. We are going to be right back with round 6. Again, the main event has mostly concluded, just a few tables left. So once we got those results in, we're going to have the pairings for the next round, going to pick our feature match, and then we're going to be back round 6 for YCS Liverpool 2016.